Now we'll talk about class, instance, and object type. We have already discussed this thing in the previous parts. Just a review. So class object, basically class create instance object. With the help of class, you can create as much as you can. It is like a factory. You know, the factory that creates the object. So class is like a factory. Then we have instance object. And those instance objects are initialized by init method. We do have a class attribute, okay, class attribute that are shared among all instances of the class. Similarly, we have an instance attribute, instance variable. Those are unique to each object or each instance. So let's see, we have a class again. We'll talk about class students. And then we have a class variable. I can say school name. This is my class variable, and this is like ABC school. Okay, and then we have some instance variable. We'll define init method. So you can define all your instance method in init, and then close, and then we can say, let's go and see to the next page. We have a name, age, and grade. Okay, so we have a name is equal to N, and age is equal to A, and grade is equal to G. Okay, I'm using different names. Okay, so you should not get confused, because here I'm using the same name as a variable name here. So just to avoid the confusion, I'm using different name. Now we have three variables that we need. So I will pass on N, A, and G in this one. So that's it. Or these are the instance variable. This is my class variable. For your comments, for your easiness, I can say this is a class variable. By the way, this is a public. I can access outside the class. And similarly, these are my public instance variable. Public instance variable. And this is my public instance variable. So we are done with the class. Now class is finished. We can create S1 is equal to student. Okay, and I want to pass three values because my constructor is expecting three values. Okay, by the way, if I didn't pass the constructor, see what happens. So I created the instructor and then see if anything happens. You see, it says required three positional arguments or the parameters. So we have to say, okay, Alex, and then age is 20 and the grade is B, something like that. And I can say, I don't have a method to print, so I have to print it separately. So I just want to print the name. So I will say print s1.name. So let's run it and see. Okay, s1.name is not visible. Why? What is the problem, guys? You see, I forgot to add self. So self is must. Otherwise, you will not be able to access the variable. It is not giving me the compilation error, but when I try to access, it gives me the problem. There you go. So I'm reading Alex. Is it possible that I can access my class name as well? Class variable, I say school name, s1.school name, and I should be able to get. Because this class variable is shared by all objects. No matter how many objects you create, they'll be shared by all. And similarly, I can access my school name with the help of class name as well. So I can put my class name, and then it will access the class name as well. So this was an example of creating instance variable. When you create the object, you pass the value, and we are having those number of variables parameters in the initialization method. This is what we call constructor method. This is constructor method. So our class has data. We have two types of data, class data and instance data. We have methods. So this is my constructor method. is used for initialization of value. And if you just create another method, that is what we call display. So this is another method. I have to say self by all the time. And then I can just pass on these values into this method. So I don't have to print or access outside. I'll just print it. I can say s1 dot display. So it is printing, it is going inside and printing inside the value. Okay. That's it for now. Hope to see you in the next video.